I'm out here playing truck driver day, come on. I'm a flatbedder, skateboard hauler. I don't know much about load securement, but I think that should stay. Got wrapped around that band right there. Let's take this junk home, get out of here, come on. Whew, this sun is bright this morning. I bet that's a fun job trying to turn around these tight quarters. I'm not gonna be able to get out now. Okay, here we go. Let's go home and get these guys back to work. Let's see if we have enough light left in the day to make a video. Today is Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I've been out enjoying family festivities and I'm stuffed like a turkey. They cleaned up my yard before they left yesterday. They still got to take off all this trash right here, all that trash over there. And they still got to close in the back wall back here and got a bunch of trash inside. But we are getting there. The roof is completely on it. They still got to do all the corner trim. They got both sides screwed. They got to screw the back wall, screw the front wall, corner trim, gutters, and then close the bump out. So I went and bought the plywood yesterday and the 2x6s. Man, that's an expensive pile of wood right there. But we have the garage doors here, the garage door openers, and then we have all the electrical stuff under this tarp. Tried to hide it because it's another pretty expensive stuff here. But it all gets put up tomorrow. Got all the electrical stuff. Running all metal conduit, just like commercial. So it will be a really nice electrical job. Answer a question. One guy said to put aluminum on the walls. Here's why I'm not. Well, he said metal, but I am going to put metal on that wall just to protect the insulation. And I wouldn't even put it on there if I didn't have it. I have it left over because it was cut the wrong size. So we're going to put it on that wall because the camper will always be there when I'm home. So that wall will always be protected. I went with 3/4 inch plywood, which is really thick, which was really expensive. I went with 3/4 inch to go from that girder there down. And that will give me a nice solid wall that I can mount cabinets to, shelving to, or whatever I want. And that's why I went with wood. The problem is I got to get that put up before the electrician runs all his wires. And I'm hoping he can put the disconnect box or breaker box, whatever you call that thing, on that wall. I'll talk to him tomorrow about that. Because I wanted to put my new age cabinets here, but now I don't think I can because of the rods. So I can't put the new age cabinets here because it's going to be a 12 by 12 enclosed corner with stairs coming down. Unless I suck up some floor space and put the stairs on the inside wall and leave this here open. I still don't think I'll have room. Anyway, answer the question about the electrical. Yes, I could run its own service from the street, provided I could find the conduit. You see, the problem is the space here. Those shrubs are in the way, so you can't really dig a ditch. But there's a conduit coming from that pole up there, all the way behind this building, all the way to right in here somewhere. Because there used to be a mobile home here. Because as you can tell, right over here is a sewer pipe. Well, you can't see it because it's buried behind this conduit. There's a sewer pipe here that goes to a septic tank right here. So somewhere right in this area is the conduit in the ground. So we would need a little mini excavator and dig all it and try to find that conduit. If we can find the conduit, then we can run used service off the pole into the garage. But two different electricians have told me that we upgrade the house service because that needs upgrade. The house is a really bad shape there. So we get that upgraded. They assure me that we can have enough power. I mean, nobody lives there but me, and it doesn't burn a whole lot of juice. And this garage is not going to burn a whole lot of juice. So the odds of both places burning 200 amps at once would be slim, because in reality, you can probably only burn 30 or 60 amps at a time. And if it doesn't work, because everything in here is LED lights, there'll be a 50 amp cord for the camper, but the camper is not going to be burning any of that 50 amps. And there'll be a 50 amp over here for a welder and a 30 amp for the air compressor. So if it is a problem, we will redo the service, and it will be easy to redo if it's a problem. I don't think it's going to be a problem, because I really don't think I'll burn a whole lot of power. Another guy asked about a lift. I did have a bin pack on order. And it was a bin pack heavy enough to pick up that truck. I canceled the order because they charged my card last month, the 1st of last month, the 1st of October. And then they sent me an email and said, hey, the bin pack probably won't be here till sometime in January. And I said, well, dude, I want to cancel my order. I don't like paying that kind of money for something up front that we don't have. So we canceled the order. And but the bin pack was going to go in this middle bay or in that bay over there. And I could still get a car between there. So canceled the bin pack. I might buy a bin pack or Atlas from Marketplace sometime this coming summer. We will see, because we was going to run a 50 amp service overhead to the bin pack, but we're going to have to come back and do that later, because you've got to know where you're going to put the lift, because the wire is very expensive and it has to be ran somewhere. So we will have a spot and add that later. So let's see, what else was another question? Oh yes, another guy wanted to know why I went with this type of building versus a pole barn. Now that's a long story. That might be a whole video. That might be a whole video topic on just that. When I was looking at buildings in April, I'm old school. I thought we just dig a footing, build it 4 or 5 blocks high, backfill it with gravels, pour concrete, and then build the building. So at the time, I priced a wood structure. Just the wood structure was $44,000. That's no sheeting. That's just framed up, and no roofing material, and no siding material or anything. And that was $44,000. So, and this building at the time was $28,000. So it was more appealing. So, and also the concrete guy that I was dealing with, the building guy's name that he gave me does all the buildings in this area, and he takes down a lot of buildings. So it's supposed to have worked out where we got a used building. They were going to make us a building from parts, because they do bigger commercial buildings. The smallest they do is probably 100 by 200 or whatever, right? So they were going to get me the beams and make me, because this is the smallest building Arco's ever done, because this is a commercial grade building, and it's the smallest one they've ever done. So anyway, so the used building did not pan out. We wound up going new building that the guy ordered. I guess he was just too lazy. Didn't want to go through the motions of trying to get me there. And as you can tell, it only takes one main beam and then a couple beams. So it would have been easy to piece this together. But he just didn't want to do it. So he ordered me a new one, and it was at $28,000. I said, okay, well, that's cool. Well, then we added 4 feet, because I casually made a mention to him that I was going to put me a 12 or 24 foot office right back here on this back wall. And he said, oh, well, you'll need 20-foot walls, because we was originally 16-foot walls because of the 14-foot high doors. And I didn't, you know, I'm like, why? I don't understand why. But he said, because we wouldn't have the room. Because as you can tell, we don't have much of a pitch. So anyway, so we wound up going 4 feet higher to give me, so now I've got 10 foot on the bottom, 10 foot on top. Well, there'd be 10-foot bottom clearance for sure, and probably almost 9 feet on the upper deck, which is plenty, right? I think we could have done 18, but he wanted 20. That was an extra $3,200. And then we had 3-inch insulation, and my son said, oh, no, you need more insulation than that. Well, So I stepped up to 6, that was another 1,800. So the building went from 28 to like 34.5, right? And then the bump out right here, my son wanted a garage door there, but I got to doing the math. They wanted $750 for the bump out, and then the garage door was going to another $3,000. I said, no, I'm not, because it goes nowhere. It's a garage door that goes nowhere, but he wanted it for ventilation. So I chose not to do that because the money was already getting out of sight. So then I bought that big camper because when I ordered this building, I had a 37-foot Raptor. And then I traded the Raptor and got this bigger camper, and so I had to do a bump out just for the camper. I got to turn this phone around, my arm's tired. So I did the bump out for the, let's see if I can do it that way, for the camper. So the building cost about 34 with the bump out, maybe 35.5, right? So, but the problem coming into play was the pad. I had no idea that this building required such a massive pad. And all the dirt guys I was working with, when they seen the blueprints, they said they could not do it. So I scrambled, went through 2 or 3 dirt guys, and they were all just way too much money. I said, well, forget it, I can't do that. So I wound up buying the dirt. So the dirt was about $6,500 in just dirt alone. So rented a compactor, a sheets foot compactor, put the dirt in myself, compacted it, and then the concrete went from a $14,000 bid to a $28,000 bid because the concrete pad that this thing required was just massive. So it took 64 yards of concrete because the footer on this pad is way overkill, way overkill. So you guys probably saw in the other video what kind of footing we had. So the footer for this type of building is just way overkill. So, and then the cost to put this building up was extremely high. So this building was very expensive. A pole barn would have been a better option. I did not know enough about pole barns or buildings to know that's what I should have done, because I still would have had to build a pad. Because see, my impression of a pole barn was you had to put the poles in, then you pour the concrete. Well, that's true, but I could have done it after I built the pad. So the cost of the pad would have been the same, but I could have put the poles in and then poured a whole lot less concrete. So I probably would have saved about maybe $15,000 on concrete by doing that, and I would have saved the $15,000 or $16,000 for the erection of the building. The labor to put the pole barn up probably would have been, I don't know, $5 to $10,000, and a pole barn probably would have been cost. So the cost effective for more bang for your buck, pole barn probably would have been a better answer. But this is a really nice structure. This thing will not go anywhere. It's virtually maintenance free, and she's rock solid. So it is a really nice building, but it was a very expensive building. So I hope that answered your question of why, because I've got a couple guys on here. They say, oh, we're going to build a garage next year on our property. I wouldn't recommend this unless you just really, really wanted a commercial grade building. Now this floor and this building, I can do whatever I want to it. I could pull the Peterbilts in here, Kenworths, or what. I can pull a big tractor trailer in here, and I don't have to worry about this floor going anywhere. That's what I wanted. I wanted a floor that I don't have to worry about. So if I want to pull a big truck in here, I can do it. Now she's not long enough to pull a 53-foot drive in here, but I can back one in here and work on it. We are 48 feet long right here, so we could back one in and work on it and work on the roof. We can get on the roof and walk on it and stand up, and I don't have to worry about the floor holding up the tractor trailer. So it is doable. That was my primary goal. So I do like the red iron structure, because I did not want a glorified carport. So I got what I wanted, but what I wanted was very costly. But it will be nice when it's done. It is going to be rather full. I had a couple guys, oh, you should have went bigger. Well, this is true, right? But you also understand you have to have the money to go bigger. Yeah, it would have been nice to go bigger. I mean, I do have a little bit of property. I could have went another 5 feet longer, but another 5 feet would have been another, 15 to 20 grand, right? So if money's no object, you can go as big as you want, right? It would have been another bay wider, right? Would have been phenomenal. A lean-to off this side would be fantastic, right? But at the end of the day, it all comes down to money. This is a 40 by 45, man. This is the biggest garage I've ever had. So I haven't had a garage since '87, right? So I've done a lot of work out here in gravel driveway. So it's my first garage since '87. So this is a long ways. This is a big step. So we have to make do with what we got, guys. I know everybody says, well, it should have been bigger. Or you should have done this, you should have done that. Well, this is what I got, man. We got to work with it. So I am excited that we're going to have the electrical done fairly quickly. So I'm hoping by mid-December, this thing's wrapped up. So we will see, you know, and we can always make improvements as we go. But right now, this is what we have. So I hope you guys enjoyed the idiotic ramblings on the garage. The garage build will be over pretty soon, so just stay tuned. We do have some other things coming up next year that maybe will spark your interest. I don't know, but you know, we will continue to discuss the electrical, maybe the plumbing, and maybe you're interested in that, maybe you're not. I don't know. But I'm sorry, but this is what we have, and I hope some of this answers some of y'all's questions that y'all had. And they'll be back to work tomorrow. Hopefully get that right there closed up. And it'll be dark in here for a while until we get the lights on. And I'm waiting on another guy to do the house, and he's not showed up yet. So this electrician here might wind up having to do the house as well. So, and he's quite capable, and he gave me a good price. But I was waiting on another guy to do it because he was lined up first to do the house side. And I got a guy lined up to do the ditch, but he's going to Russia for a vacation. I don't know when he'll be back, so that's going to be holding me up quite a bit. But anyway, this video hasn't been long enough. I hope you guys enjoyed your turkey day and had a good day. And I got to go back and tend to the puppy. There's gunshots going off, and she is quite gun shy. She does not like loud noises. But anyway, you guys have a great day. And I'm glad you got to see me, glad you got to see you. And we will see you tomorrow on the next idiotic rambling garage update. And hopefully I get this, oh yeah, I was going to show you the plywood on the walls. Maybe I'll show you in the next video what our plan is on that. And all right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Y'all have a good day. Thanks for watching.